In the Sportslight is a show you can watch as many times as you want as it remains online. We aim to give you the opportunity to hear from athletes both past and present about their achievements and accomplishments. Now let's join your host, Earl Basden. Today we highlight David Bascome and we give you the chance to get to know just who he is.
Well, first of all, let's start here. Obviously everybody knows I'm originally from Bermuda. Don't been in America for so long. And before this journey started, and when I was young, focusing on just being a kid. Many people do know about my history of being, at the Sunshine League, and it wasn't a sense of feeling that my family didn't want me. My father made some great sacrifices, and that's one he made. My mom wasn't around. My mom had left us, and at that point, my father made a decision, and his decision was that he was going to get himself educated. I wanted to be a chef, and the main focus was that we actually, and myself, my brothers, my sisters actually was going to be placed on Sunshine League. We stayed up there for a few years. After that point, then left. Stayed with my grandmother. My brothers went back in. And then from that point, it was more about, getting us back together. Finally got back together with my grandmother. From then, you think that things would now get solid. We was all on different, had different independence of what we want to do in our life. One of the biggest things is that at that same time period of trying to capture who I am, I was going through many other things. Speech impediment, straight from abuse, sexually abused, and that went on for 7 to 8 years. So tough to deal with, and to put you on how bad when you're 10 and 9 years old. Just imagine the beatdown on how it is when you're sitting in a car and you just don't know, what's going to happen to you. Things are happening. You're all confused. You're afraid to tell somebody. And from that point, it was a matter of if you say something, which what I was told, then it's going to destroy my career, just destroy me want to be successful at anything. So it was something that was been bottled up. It was really bad, but I did not take that and stop moving. I did not take that and stop moving forward. I just want to excel. I focus on excelling at something that I love to do, which was soccer, football, as we call it in Bermuda. So one of my biggest focuses was that if I can use this game to get me out of this misery, I'm going to be okay.
Now, when you take time and look back at pictures and clippings of your accomplishments throughout your career, what memories come flooding back?
It's amazing because I don't want to miss out on the memories I had when I was playing for North Village and the local clubs in the North Village, the Boulevards. But nobody didn't realize my first actually contract was with St. David's. I played 2 games with St. David's, so I just want to throw that out there. So that was actually my first kind of, and the BFA they know guys were getting paid and stuff like that. But that we keep that to us, BFA. That's cool. But I actually signed an agreement and contract with actually St. David's, and it was one of my memories because I was all excited. And at the same time, right after that, I actually had signed with the Harrisburg Heat. What happened was that St. David's didn't realize that they owned my rights. So St. David's could have got a transfer fee of money from basically Harrisburg Heat. And Harrisburg, when I got up there, I said, listen, this is where the business starts. I said, well, I don't think my club's going to let me go anyway. So all of a sudden, that money actually got taken onto my contract. So I'm kind of happy that St. David's, they didn't really kind of, focus on it. But from North Village, it was amazing. Myself, Sean, go to every Sunday, we would sit on the sideline, right side of the field. Cheeseburgers with the works. We get at Bunny's Cafe. And if you don't know Bunny's, right up at 42nd, right up 42nd, we used to walk up there, get our cheeseburgers with the works. And when I tell you with the works, everything, I mean mustard, pickles, everything on it. We would sit at the edge. And you told me to enjoy the game. because at that time we would not only watch Village play, but we was watching Somerset play PHC. We was watching St. George's play. If it's St. George's or Rangers play, we enjoyed the game. We enjoyed the players. We enjoyed the environment. And see, it was standing room only because we didn't have bleachers there. Standing room only, and we would sit. No referee kicked us off that field. We would stay on that corner sideline behind the corner flag and sit down, open our cheeseburgers with the works, and enjoy every bit of it. But what was amazing, we enjoyed players. We enjoyed watching players. The Gumbo. Ralph Gumbo being all these guys, straight down to Tricks. Tricks Richardson, all these good players. Dennis Brown coming through the youngs, and obviously, they're watching my brother play. It was amazing. It was amazing, and that's when I tell you, it was such. And me and Sean used to battle so much, and we used to battle. We had. I gotta tell you a funny story because this is what kind of tips it off. And good, I must apologize, and I was gonna find out what happened. Sean stayed with me a lot, but he actually stayed, in a house close to mine as well. Right off of Marsh Valley Road in Pembroke. And what happened? We always go down to dump, make our little bikes and stuff. So we always come back. And Sean was a favorite in my house. My brothers, they took to Sean and stuff like that. And Sean had about as much more talented than me. Natural talent. I had to work. I put some time in. So Sean would go out and juggle 10, 15 times, no problem. I had to wait until he went to sleep to practice my juggling to show that, hey, all right. But then by the time I caught up to 15 juggles, he was on 35. I said, okay, this is gonna be a mess. So I continued to train. We turned our lights on. And from that, we developed a great friendship. It was only years down the road I realized he's my cousin. But those are the memories, and those are the memories. Those are the ones we have to keep. And when moving into my professional career, there's a lot of people don't realize that I actually went to England, and I went over to England with Goda. But when Goda was out there, went over, he asked me to come up. Things went well, and also ended up training with actually Carl Lightbourne. He's at Walsall. I was at Cambridge, and from that point I made a decision. They wanted me to stay on longer. We went to Ireland. Dion Dublin was one of the players that was on the team, and he was playing double strike. I remember playing against Liverpool's B team, and Dion says, man, you gotta stay here. For me, I was only weighing about 126 pounds then. It was tough. It was really tough for me, and I said, you know what, because I had no more than basic high school education, I was still dealing with the process of my abuse, because I was still processing and going through it. I made that decision, and I said, you know what, I need more out of this. It can't be just play this game and go home, because I needed to make sure I had something more to fall back on, and that was at a young age, because we got out of school at 16. So that was one of the kind of, some memories. And right after I left, Dion Dublin got signed. I came to the US. Dion Dublin got signed, I want to say close to $1.2 million with actually Manchester United. Then he was put on loan with Coventry. But it's amazing how things work. Dion Dublin, we used to call each other when I end up in Harrisburg, and I signed my first pro contract in Harrisburg. It's amazing what happens when we don't control ourselves when it comes to finance. Dion actually ended up being a drug addict, cocaine and stuff, and really got himself kind of beat down. The success just came so quick to him, especially the money came so quick to him. A lot of people ask me, do I regret leaving England? And I said, no, this is the path I took. When I came to the US, I ended up coming to play outdoor, but I didn't have my green card. The team wanted to sign me. Actually, it was amazing because it was in Maryland. It was one of the NASL teams. They was paying decent money. The issue is that I didn't have my green card at the time. So you had players on these teams, was the Maryland base. You had a lot of national team players from Jamaica, Trinidad. You had Brian Haynes, you had Richard Chinapu, you had guys who played in the Cosmos. So it was a great low. I was excited, but then it beat it because there's only allowed 2 green card players, and I did not have my green card yet, and that was actually my working status. So that would kind of hit me. The first thing they said, listen, by the time your status comes in around Christmas, you should probably go at least just try out for the indoor game. So I said, all right, indoor, I guess it's going to be all right. I said, if it's all pro, balls rolling, I just need to get out of Bermuda. I found myself getting in so much trouble from being on the street, running around in these little gangs, the bad boy gangs, just you know, being a menace. Started drinking a lot of alcohol, so I knew that I just had to take something, anything that came to me, I had to take it. I knew I did not want to be in England at that time because there wasn't enough substance for me outside the game. And I ended up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I was supposed to actually go to New York, Albany, New York, and I went to Harrisburg because Albany folded. And Harrisburg was a new team, a fresh year coming in. So a lot of the MISL players went there and played. Like Danny Kelly, we all came through. We had about 10 to 13 rookies that started together. I signed a contract, went back up there in December, finished my last game actually with St. David's, and that's where it started. It's amazing because that was 24 years ago.
Now, do you think the fact that you went to play indoor football as opposed to Sean and Kyle, and you having the opportunity to play outdoor over in England, kind of set you back as far as the press coverage you would get in Bermuda? People knowing what you were doing as opposed to very little coverage of what you were accomplishing, and the fact that there were quotes and comments that indoor football is not the real football.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked this. You bringing this up because what a shame. What a crying shame, and it's 60,000 people in our country. You have a young man in 1991 that's getting a chance to get escape and sign a professional contract. I don't go for his professional soccer, tennis. And the media side of it, it got to the point where me and Sean used to call each other, and the first thing we said is that, I said, Goody, you be successful in England, and I'm gonna be successful in America. Because we always did things together. And we kind of enjoyed the concept because we would call each other and stuff, and we started off amazing. We started off making around the same money, which was very little, $200 a week. But then it was kind of like the newspapers and stuff, and it will be Goda had a great game, and then somebody says to me, Bascome, you're not even in the newspaper. Nobody know, what are you doing? I said, I don't care. I said, they can do whatever they want. And the only way that I got through it, and I'm going to be honest with you, the only way that I got through this with the lack of media recognition, because we all want to, we can say whatever we want. When you are an athlete and a professional athlete, the influential mentality comes out. You want people to recognize you for things that you do. And because it also supports the branding. That's what I learned in the US, the branding yourself. And it was kind of like, I just send stuff down, and I said, they don't like this game. Not only do they like this game, they don't like the idea I'm in America. And I said, okay, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna talk about coaching. All the articles that I was talking about, the very the one, when I tell you, like 3 sentences, it was about, I started talking about coaching. I said, they don't appreciate the game anyway. They think I shouldn't be here. And I'm getting thrown to the side, so they're not gonna write about anything special. They don't know I just scored 6 goals, but it doesn't mean nothing. They don't know me. They don't know why I'm here. They don't know my story. So should I drop everything because I want to be in the paper and the headlines? No, the time has passed. So but what they done, they made me stronger, because me and Sean called each other, and Sean asked me how I'm doing, because he didn't know. He said, David, I see articles about me, I don't know what you're doing.